We said we're going to launch by 9 a.m. So that means the day before, that's 29th, everyone was tense, right? Because you couldn't go back. First things first was the data migration. That was fine. And the next one was, the production environment. Start it up. Okay. At that moment, I could see the panic on Musti's eyes.
We were less than 30 in total at the time, the entire company. All right. And we're like, you wanted to build a core banking system. You must be insane.
What's a core banking application?
A core banking application is the core system that banks use to manage their core operations.
Technically speaking, we can consider it as the back end of the bank. So it's the software that, just like Shola mentioned, manages the core functions of a bank, helps with onboarding, and also helps with transaction processing, amongst others.
We launched with a third-party provider, which we're essentially sort of paying for.
One of the reasons we went with that particular solution was because it came built in with cards. So we could launch our card functionality as well during the early days without building our own core infrastructure.
How did our needs as a bank scale to the point where we needed a different core banking application?
I'd say late 2019 into early 2020. That was during the time when COVID, actually started, and a lot of things were so uncertain, for us as a company and even everybody. And basically, that was when we were seeing a lot of traction, because then customer can't go to the bank, they have to fall back to digital channels, which was like the primary offering of Kuda at the time.
So that means that there's now a lot of demand for our services.
We are growing at an exponential rate, which also now put us in a position where we needed to innovate fast, fail fast, fail forward, build fast, ship fast.
And as a result of that, we needed a robust system to be able to handle it, because the current provider, the previous provider offering us this service, the core banking service, just couldn't meet that level of skills that we were achieving at the time.
Why didn't we just buy another core banking application? Who suggested building one instead?
It was Musti's idea, and he wanted to have his destiny in his own hands.
I made the call, ultimately. I made the call, and I didn't come to that decision simply because I felt I was a Superman or anything. That decision was made easier by the people that surrounded me.
We have a build mentality. If we can build it, which we can, there really is no product we would do it.
You're like a team of what? We were less than 30 in total at the time, the entire company. All right. And we're like, you wanted to build a core banking system. You must be insane.
Launching Kuda was already daunting. Building the core banking was much more challenging, in the sense that if you look at the parameters, there's a reason why banks don't really do this. So when Musti came with the whole proposal that we need to do it, it was a bit overwhelming, it was gruesome, but the motivation was our propensity and hunger for growth at that time.
Yeah.
Counterbalance the fear or the challenge, which is why are the big banks not doing it, and we are less than 6 months in the market are going on that route.
It's very easy to feel, we've not done it before, but we're Nigerians. We just felt like, we're going to do it.
How did we assemble the team that built Nerve?
Sounds like Avengers. So when Musti, having discussed, agreed on the intent to get into the journey, Musti had asked what we needed, or how we're going to get there, right? And this to me, it wasn't just about engineering, right? Because you could have the best guys, you could have guys who are really smart engineering wise, right? The best guys there, but if they don't know what to build, then you can't build what you want to build, right? At that point, it was very obvious that we needed someone who is a subject matter expert, and there was no two ways about it, right? And that was when I had to suggest to Musti that we needed someone. I know someone who could actually get us there, And that was when I recommended Shola to Musti.
Musti mentioned that it's time to build that core banking application we talk about. Then I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I also then told him that we also need an engineering expert who have experience with core banking application as well. Even though I'm the subject matter expert, we'll still need another expert in core banking applications. That's when I introduced Kayode into the team.
Core banking applications are expert systems, so you definitely need someone that has done it before, someone that understands how it works to be able to pull that. I would say the team, we had everything we needed in terms of products, in terms of front-end engineering, back-end engineering, quality assurance, and DevOps as well. So and data too, and database. Yeah, thanks guys. So I would say it was like Avengers. So we had everything. It was a complete team, and I mean the success speaks for it.
Originally, I said it's going to take us 6 months, but Musi said no, we have to wrap up this project within 3 months.
I could remember it got to a point where, people were asking that how we ever going to launch Nev, how we ever going to go live, how we ever going to finish building the project. Because for many of us, I know myself and Dami for sure, the project was kind of like a side gig because we had the BAU ongoing, and some people internally within the company actually do not believe that we're going to go live with Nev.
Products. Say it.
I'm not going to mention names, but they are going to. So it was like, I don't think you guys are ever going to finish this project. You just focus on,
they were interested in patching the third party.
The third party, yeah. So they just said we should focus on business as usual.
And the thing is,
but we eventually did it.
Because we're building Nev, just as I said, 8 months, we would resume 6 p.m. every day into the early hours of the next day. And you had BAU. So it took us 8 months. Then we had a period of lockdown where we went across 2 different locations and eventually picked a final location from where we launched.
What happened on launch day, August 30, 2020?
Many things. So we had sent the comms out, or we had sent the comms out. We said we're going to launch by 9 a.m. the next day. That's 9 a.m. August 30. We're going to be back up. And so that means the day before, that's 29th, everyone was tense, right? Because you couldn't go back. It's like, if you go, you go. You can't come back. So just everyone had to stock up on food. Like, you had to eat, because when you start, it's kind of journey, just keep moving and moving. And we started the migration. First things first was the data around 10 p.m. Yeah. First things first was the data migration. That was fine. Just as Shola said, you had the checklist. And the next one was, the production environment. Start it up. Okay. Started it off. And somebody should just post transaction. Let's see. And we saw 10 seconds. Ha! From where? I know it's midnight. Nigerians, you'll be thinking spiritual attack and things like that. And then at that moment, I could see the panic on Musti's eyes.
On the D-Day itself, things, just like anything monumental of this nature, is bound to not go as planned, because you can only plan. There's only a limited amount of planning you had to do. At the end of the day, there would be the reality, something you have not accounted for, something unexpected is going to happen. And it did happen. The time we had communicated that it's going to, the cut over and the migration was going to finish, we had to extend it by an hour, simply because we encounter an unexpected issue. Till this day, look, I've been an engineer all my life, literally, and I'm surrounded by really, really, really top tier star of an engineer. They know their onions, all right? None of us could explain why the production environment just did not work. It did work. It was working. It is just that the benchmark in terms of latency that we expected, we couldn't reach it. And this was an environment that is twice better than the staging environment that we were on in terms of compute sizes and all of that. It was twice in terms of capacity, far larger, far better, well prepared, and all of that. But we were achieving really high latency on it. And on a smaller environment, we were achieving really extremely high latency.
At that point, he said, you know what, the staging environment is still fine. Yes, I still fine. Switch it. And we switched it. And, we're fine at that point in time. So we all tested. The transactions were going down in milliseconds, right? 1,000 transactions per second, right? As at 8:50 a.m., everything was well tested internally. We were good, right? And the funny thing was, good for us that night, that's 29th, around 9, there's some tweets about this. Customers, we're 34, 32K customers thereabouts, 100K at this point in time, we're migrating them. And you could see people supporting us, sending prayers to the Kuda. Yeah, and that was very inspiring, very, very inspiring. So, you had the internal support, you also had external support.
And the moment we launched, even though we had like a 1 hour, like I think it's a 1 hour, we only began by an hour, yeah. In a couple of hours, we're also getting the impact of NEV was felt instantly from the customers. You can see customers validating the experience that
giving us a
faster. So there was a motivation from the customer side, and also there's that acknowledgement of what we've put in and the instant impacts.
Internally, we have evolved and through many things, right? First, we have improved DevOps practices, QA practices. We've also reviewed the architecture of NEV. It also means that we can support more customers. We have also processed over 5 billion transactions since NEV launched, and Kuda Business has also launched, right? So we are able to support all of these transactions and this expansion with the current NEV. For our customers, it just means that they are able to rely on Kuda for smooth transaction, for faster processes, faster response time, things like that. So yeah, we've really evolved and we've grown a lot. Our users have grown, our capacity has grown, a lot has improved.
One of the exciting things about how NEV was built by the team is that NEV is microservice based, as opposed to being monolithic. And what that means is that we have several independent services powering different critical focus areas, in the entire core banking service experience. Now, why that is important is because NEV is microservice based, we are able to deploy newer services, products, and offerings to the market for our users easy, better and faster without impacting what currently exists. It's why we've been able to, for example, launch credit offerings to the market. A couple of years ago, we launched loans, and then we launched overdrafts. We're launching smart overdrafts. This is powered by the core banking platform NEV, which, like MJ said, has evolved a lot.
Definitely the NEV of 5 years ago is not the same NEV as today. It has undergone significant evolution. And all thanks to the people who have worked on it since day one up until this day. The people who built the system initially, a lot of them has gone on to lead other areas of the business. But we still continue to have people who come on board later on, and there are people right now who are managing it. NEV team has always been an all-star team right from the beginning up until this moment. Now the team is bigger. A lot of features have been added, lot of products have been built on top of it. It's more robust, well structured, and we continue to improve on it on a daily basis.